Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Cheese. Hi, Mighty. We're gonna do something a bit different today, for a couple of reasons. First reason, I cannot go and play the video game. I was banned. Hopefully not hopefully not permanently. I think it's temporary, but I do not yet have my account back, which is a damn shame. But I still want to somewhat stream, and I feel like we have something to talk about, or rather I have something to talk about, and there's Reforged. Over the last like 2 or 3 days, I have received so much more information about Reforged than I think I wanted to know, to be quite frank. I've got a little list on my iPad here today of things that I want to mention. Where is it? So, first thing that I have written is a bit of a Discord shitstorm. Let's call it that. Basically, I have information from some servers that I am not a part of, where a specific group of people were talking about Reforged, and all the things that come with it, with the Wargaming employees. I'm not going to name which employees, but some. Okay? So that's the first thing. Second thing on the bucket list is optimization on touch devices. We're going to touch on that very much in the Discord shitstorm. Then everything that is in the new post that they made. This, as you can see. Which includes new maps, the lack of provisions, for example, and stuff like that. So I think we can begin with the Discord shitstorm, shall we? So, just don't want to leak anything. Basically, as we all have known, for the guys who have tested the game runs like shit on touch devices. So, with the release date coming, I myself thought that the game's going to be in okay state for a release. Maybe my iPad could overheat a little bit, like my iPad here, iPad Pro 2021, 11-inch. Maybe it could like heat up a little bit. There are games on the market like Wild Drift, for example. Wild Drift tends to heat up my device quite a bit. Then there is also Rainbow Six Siege that I tried playing that also heats my device a little bit. But no, that's apparently not going to be the case. High-ends. Apparently, from the information that I've gathered, and I am paraphrasing what the Wargaming employees have said themselves. The game, lo and behold, will not run at 120 FPS. And if so, you're gonna overheat the fuck out of your iPad. Thing number one. Thing number two, you're not gonna get consistent FPS. Basically, to put it all under one term or one word, it's gonna be total dog shit when it comes to optimization, as far as we know right now. From the things that I have seen, from those specific conversations that have been shown to me, it will not be able to run, and this has been confirmed by the people that I've seen it with my own eyes. I can't show you, obviously, to protect the people who've shown it to me, but it will struggle to run at 60 FPS. If it runs at 60 FPS, it's going to overheat your device. We're talking about touch only, by the way, not PC. So that's the first thing. I'm not even going to get to the arguments that the Wargaming staff have said themselves. I think it's kind of pointless. But yeah, that's the Discord stuff that I've seen. Optimization on touch we kind of touched upon already. So I think that is going to be a big issue. I am not expecting the game to be playable on release. I'm not expecting the game to be playable within the first half a year. So I don't know what's happening there. There's going to be one more. There's going to be one more test that they want to run before. So I guess we're going to see. But from the internal testing, and there have been people in that conversation that have playtested the game, the current version that's going to go out in the newest test, it is not playable at all. So that is that. I think now we can have a look at this. This is the second thing that I wanted to show you, okay? If we scroll a bit down, this is like nice and dandy, everything. We're not gonna sit here. Yeah, reconfigured loadout and upgrades. So we see, what is it called? Those are not provisions. This is equipment. This is equipment. Shells, like ammunition. This is consumables. But there are no provisions. You might be asking yourself, people who are not probably like used to Blitz or haven't been playing Blitz for that long, what are provisions? Well, for example, food. Food is a provision. Fuel, the red fuel, gear oil, protective kit. Everything is gone. Screen may be frozen. Yeah, I see it. I'm gonna show it to you again. That's my bad. Yeah, there you go. You might be able to see it now. Everything is freezing on me. I don't know why. But yeah, consumables, research. That's all fine and dandy. Research, tank profitability. You can boost it up. Nobody was doing that, and there's no point in doing that, but you can do it now, I guess. Equipment, shells, and consumables again. So there are no provisions in the game. Provisions which have been really important for some tanks. To name quite a few, maybe 60 TP with gear oil, RHM with sandbags, 215B with sandbags, stuff like that. Basically sandbags and gear oil, and food, etc. There could be a case of them moving like the mobility aspect of gear oil or the HP aspect of sandbag into the tanks themselves that had it. But I don't expect that to happen because this is the wargaming.net company that we're talking about. Spore-liner is gone. I didn't think about that. Honestly, that could be good. Okay, with Spore-liner being gone, that could actually be good. Or maybe Spore-liner is going to be on by default on some tanks. Yeah. That is a good point. Let's have a look again on the website. I wanted to show you if it's on the website or do I have to play the video. Customization setup, we don't care about that, we don't care about this. Yeah, it's not here. But there's gonna be the video. I'm just gonna play it without music. I'm not even gonna switch to YouTube. Just try to, oh, this is shit quality. Give me 1080p or this 1440. Just notice this map, okay? I hope you can see it. This doesn't look like anything that we have in the game right now. Completely new. This that you see on your screen right now, we don't have that in the game yet. This is something completely new. Oh, you can't see it because it's full screen. Oh no, you could have seen it. But yeah. That's a new map. You can't see it. So that's one positive. I think we have found two positives right now. Potential minus on Spall, Spawliner, and potential plus on a new map. So we're gonna get a new map, and Spawliner is gone. That's all fine and dandy, but if the update comes out and I'm not gonna be able to play the game, what is this all for? Do you know what I mean? And the audio stopped working again. Whoopsie. So yeah, I think the most important thing that I wanted to touch on the stream, that's quite fitting actually touch on, is the optimization on touch and the future of touch in this game. First of all, we have to think about what Unreal Engine is. Unreal Engine is a PC/console mainly engine. As in, this engine is only, or like 99% of the time, used on PC titles and console titles. What does that mean for us as touch players? Well, it's going to be pretty hard to optimize it. Because, yeah, they don't really do it for touch. That's problem number one. Problem number two, if you look at any of the screenshots, if you look at any of the video footage that Wargaming is showing themselves, and they have been doing this for quite often, and I get that it looks better on PC, but all of the new media that was getting shown to us is on PC. Like, played on PC. I suppose you get the best results, optimization-wise, and the best results looks-wise. So, what I think about future of touch is that touch is getting even more pushed aside as it already was, and we're moving Blitz a little bit closer to PC. So Blitz is going to be like PC 1.5. It's not going to be exactly World of Tanks PC, but it's going to be close enough. And I don't like that. And I think I can speak for everybody that plays this game on touch and actually likes this game compared to World of Tanks PC, because you can play it with your fingies. I like playing with my hands. I don't really like keyboard and mouse that much. I don't really like that this is happening, and it has started, I think the perfect timeline is like starts around the end of Blitz X Cup and beginning of Blitzmasters 1, Legends 1, and Blitzmasters Legends 2, because those were the first two tournaments that allowed PC players to participate. So that is something that personally scares me, because I don't really care for the tournaments as much as I did before. It mostly comes down to the fact that I don't have anyone to play with as of right now. But I do care about this channel, and I do care about these streams because I like streaming. I like talking with you guys. But that's not going to be an option for me coming forward if the game is going to be unplayable. Because 99% of you here are only here for Blitz content, correct? Correct. The 1% of you would maybe like to see me play a story game on my PlayStation, sure. But 99% of the 1,200 people who subscribe to here do want to see Blitz content. And I do get that, that's what I'm doing. But if I'm not going to be able to play the game, I'm not going to be able to stream, and I'm not going to have any fun. That's what's really kind of scaring me right now. Yeah, this is stupid. I think that if Wargaming had the mindset of this is primarily a mobile game, we wouldn't have gone with Unreal Engine 5. I don't... Well, the thing is, us as the community kind of have to figure this out by ourselves, because Wargaming is pretty much known for not giving straight information. They're not being honest about anything. They're just giving you the basic corporate speak. And since I have the majority of my audience being 20 plus, some of you might have worked in a corporate setting, and you know how corporate settings do work when it comes to communication inside and outside of the company. So this pretty much mirrors that. You left clan? No, Blueberry. We're gonna get to that later. But yeah, the Unreal Engine aside, I don't care what engine they choose. All I really care about, and I've said this at the beginning when the Reforged was announced, all I really care about is that I'm gonna log onto the game day one after the release and just be able to play it. If that happens, I'm gonna be a very happy man, because that's what we want. We just want to play the game. If that doesn't happen, then what? What are we gonna do? Ajik. Supposedly, the game runs very well on PC, and PC gets stuff like uncapped FPS, etc, etc. But yeah, as I said, as of right now, as of what I know, the information that was provided to me by specific people, it doesn't really look good for us. So I don't know. Can you still open at 120 FPS on your iPad? I don't know. There'll be patches? Sure. Sure. Okay, let me rephrase that. My first problem is that I'm probably not gonna be able to play the game day one on release. That's a big deal, at least for me. Second problem is the way that the game is being handled right now, and the issue that bothers me the most. The direction is heading from touch to PC. It was the opposite for 12 years. No. How many years is it? No. I think for 9 or 10 years of the game's existence, the main focus was touch. And now, in the last 2 years, plus minus, we have just shifted, basically, to cater more towards PC players. And maybe there's like a business incentive. Probably. I have no idea. I don't see what the company does with the numbers, obviously. But for the people that have been playing this game since release, for 9 to 10 years, on touch, it's gonna feel like shit. I would really, really, really like to know your guys' opinion on this. Because I was really disappointed yesterday when I learned that. And there's like more stuff that made me really disappointed. For example, the way that the wargaming staff is talking about some specific stuff and how little they actually care, and how they're basically a bunch of corporate robots giving you premeditated responses to everything. I bet you they have like a Excel spreadsheet that they're just pulling the responses from. Have you seen that wargaming servers went down yesterday for like 10 to 15 minutes? Yeah. Basically, to sum it up once more, and I think I said this at the beginning as well, the game was almost unplayable. First test. Second test a little bit more, third test, fourth test, doesn't matter how many tests they did. The game is not in a releasable state. But since I haven't really played a lot of the tests, and since they just wanted to push this out right now, I kind of thought, okay, maybe they got this under control. Maybe it's not going to be perfect. I'm not expecting anything to be perfect, but I'm expecting the game to run like really stable, 120 FPS. I could even be playing at like mediocre graphics, doesn't matter, but the 120 FPS, no, actually that's a lie. The graphics need to be high, and it needs to be well optimized, because this is a graphic update for the rest of us. For them internally, it's an engine upgrade, but for us, it's a graphic update. Up above everything. So the fact that, as Jake said, that they're getting released in this state, in the current state right now, is absolutely mind-boggling to me. I don't know what's pushing them to basically release a broken game. Just like that. I feel like several creators are tablet players, so I would be surprised if this issue hasn't been discussed at length. It has been discussed, and you would be quite disgusted to read what the responses were, because I was. I felt like throwing up when I was reading some of that stuff yesterday. And obviously can't show you, but you just have to take my word for it. Interesting, Blueberry. Pressure from investors? Could be. I don't think... Oh yeah. I was thinking if they're a publicly traded company or if they're still owned by Viktor Kisly. Not sure. Walking. Can't speak on that, Clonus. I'm not gonna reveal what and where I wrote it. Yeah, I'm not sure if Wargaming has investors. I think it's owned by Viktor Kisly. Not sure if they have investors. So, yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. I just had the feeling that I needed to get this out of my chest. Because I am A, disgusted, and B, I am worried. I'm worried for the future of mobile gaming when it comes to Blitz. I'm worried that the game is going to shift completely to PC. And I was disgusted basically at what I read. Hence why I wanted to make this stream. And the third reason is that I can't play the game because I'm fucking banned. But hopefully I'm gonna get unbanned soon. I don't know. 2 months ago they were playing Reforged on an iPad and there were some crazy lag spikes. If I remember correctly, Tony switched the scene so you couldn't see it. You're what? I'm banned. They're investors, but it's only 24%. Yeah, okay, then they have basically no pressure upon them. Because Viktor is still the majority owner. I mean, there could be slight pressure, but I don't know. We're not gonna speculate too much. Right? Hi, Antonio. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do right now. Obviously, there's an easy solution. Just get a PC, man. Just buy a PC. Sure, I could have done that maybe last year, but not right now with the RAM prices, for example, with PC component prices. Yeah, hell no. I'm not gonna be able to do that. Well, okay. I could, but it's really stupid. I'm not gonna. Hi, Theril. Some time ago, I was playing with middle of the game. Yeah, be back, but that's not Reforged, right? I hope mobile ends up working out. Like half my comp team plays touch. I don't know. Just wait and see. Just wait and pray. I don't know. Let me put the music a bit higher up. I know that PC players are probably going to be unaffected. Furthermore, they're probably going to benefit from a lot of the changes. But we as touch players are going to struggle. Try playing on PC, but I just cannot get used to when all this is of playing touch. You could get used to it, pretty much. But Me, for example, I don't want to. The MacBook Neo could run Blitz no problem. Michelin, that's another problem. Macs, according to my sources, have the worst possible optimization out of any other device. Macs are basically garbage when it comes to Reforged. This day of Reforged will be worse than End of Clan Challenge 2023. That was a giant shitstorm back then, I remember. But when you think about it, Wargaming already has a history of making the game completely and utterly unplayable. Just remember skill-based matchmaking. I think it was in 2024-ish. 2024, we had skill-based matchmaking, and basically for like a 2 months period, I think, 2 or 3 months period, for one season, the game was completely unplayable. You just couldn't play because you were losing. 30% win rate every single day. You just couldn't win. The game was rigged against you if you were a good player. Yeah, those were good times. 3060s with a laptop with Ryzen 5, 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's not the newest model of Autonomous PC. It runs better on higher end than Reforged. Yeah. You were a fan of skill-based matchmaking? Well, I wasn't, because I was getting fucked. When did they get rid of touch-only tournaments? The last touch-only tournament was Blitz X Cup. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Blitz X Cup. Blitzmasters Legends 1 and 2 were PC as well. And ever since then, we're catering towards PC players more. Which I wouldn't have such a problem with if A, this wasn't a mobile game to begin with, and B, they were kind of like open about it. But being open about it and wargaming doesn't really go hand in hand. I think the other thing that I would also, I don't know, Canada. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm in contact with support, but they're giving me only one response per day. One more thing that I would really like to talk about is that the people from Wargaming who are in charge of speaking, or like, what is it? There's an English word for it, I just can't remember it. Interacting. The Wargaming employees that are responsible for interacting with the community, for some reason, have gone total NPC over the past, I think, like a year, 2 years. I feel like the people who used to know a lot about the game and actually were knowledgeable about the product are gone, and now we're just kind of left with NPCs who are just giving you straight corporate jabber. To logo Goldie. Já jsem byl velitelem klanu ale je to klasický unban v tom, že ty napíšeš, že už budeš hodný kluk a on tě odbanuje. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like whenever I see somebody talk with a wargaming employee on their Discord, for example, or somewhere else, like private chats, whatever. Not private chats. That's stupid. I don't see private chats. But any other chat. It could be on YouTube streams as well. I feel like those people don't even have a clue what their product is. And I know that, for example, the company that I work at right now and Wargaming are kind of different. A, in scale, and B, in the product. But everybody that works at the company that I work at has at least like surface level knowledge about the product itself. But for the past 2 years, there have been so many screenshots of Wargaming employees talking so much nonsense that I don't even understand that they know what they're talking about. It would be like me in my high school days, if I would have to do a presentation about a book that I didn't read, but I just watched a quick summary on YouTube. And then you like walk up to the fucking teacher, you start presenting, and he asks you a very specific question about a passage on page 47. But if you would have read the book, you would have known. But obviously didn't read the book, so I didn't know. So that's what it feels like. That's the best analogy that I could use, or comparison. I think comparison is a better word. What'd you say about the Reforged update? Didn't hear your opinion. I mean, my opinion about the Reforged update is actually that the Reforged update is good. As in everything in the game is really good. Unfortunately, there are specific people in charge when it comes to Blitz that are making our lives sometimes a living hell. Basically, that's how I put it. I'm not saying that there is a perfect company out in the world, but Wargaming for the past 2 years, plus minus 2-3 years, have a pretty bad track record when it comes to new things. They have done a lot of good. I can think of the new game mode people like, gun marks people really love. But that's where it ends. I can't really name too much. And this is like, this entire stream isn't really meant to be like bashing Wargaming. Obviously, like, we're trying to criticize a little bit about what they're doing right now with Reforged. But criticism is good when it's constructive. If I would just sit here and say, oh, Reforged is shit and I don't like it because XYZ, then I think it would be bad. But since I'm kind of trying to give, I don't know, my reasoning behind why XYZ is not good and why I think things should be done differently, I think it could be justifiable. Wonder if they're gonna keep boss mode. I think they're gonna keep all the modes. Hi, nice shot. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. If the game is in complete shambles and it's unplayable, I don't know what we're gonna do with this channel. I think this channel could just go on a indefinite vacation. Yeah, the use of silver to upgrade tanks is interesting as well. But it kind of gets overshadowed by all the stuff related to optimization of the game itself. There's a lot of good in the update. But at the end of the day, if us ordinary consumers and players of the game are not going to be able to take their goddamn iPads and play the game on release, I consider it a failure. They could still surprise me. They could still push out the product to be insanely well optimized within 40 days, plus minus. But it seems very unlikely from the information that I got. The information that I got says that the game version that's going to be tested pretty soon, the version 4 or whatever it's called, is going to be the final version that's going to get released. And if my information are correct, and if it's going to get released in that state, well, we're just screwed. Certainly doesn't help that Unreal Engine has a reputation of producing unoptimized crap unless you put in effort. Yeah. Who did you piss? No, buddy, Blueberry, no. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to start any fear mongering in this chat. I don't want to spread fear or anything like that. I just wanted to get my feelings across, and have a little discussion. I wanted to know how you guys feel about all of this stuff. Obviously, you don't know what I know, but when does the test start? I have no idea. I got no idea. But I would presume that they're gonna leak it pretty soon if it's if the release is within 40 days. I love this question, Bibek. I wouldn't do anything because I'm not in charge of wargaming. That's why I don't have to think about it. That's up to them to figure it out. I'm not gonna sit here and try to solve their problems. Viděl jsem ten short goal. Do you think there's any chance for Reforged to be held back if there's a lot of backlash from the test? No. No. Once you say that you're gonna once you say that you're gonna put it out on XYZ date, and you put a lot of hype into it as they're doing now, I think there's no coming back. They have done that once. They have started to hype the game before it even came, like a year before it even came. Do you remember the first Reforged video, the one that took a lot of backlash, and then they went on the whole PR crusade to just, like, I don't know, try to appease every single other player in this game. Yeah, I don't think they can do that for the second time. Don't take this the wrong way. I think we are the 0.01% of the player base. We are, like, here in the chat. But 99+% of the player base is stupid. And now hold on. I do not mean it in a really bad way. But they just don't care. You could come out with the most broken tank imaginable, completely ruin tier 10, and 99% of the people will not care. And I think, unfortunately, even if the game is not going to be optimized well, and even if it's going to be laggy and whatnot, I think 99% of the people will just not care. You'll have some complaining on Discord and Reddit, I don't know what other thing wargaming has, like a way of connecting to the community. But that, like, crying on Discord is useless. That Discord is solely there just so the community can feel like they're being heard, but in reality it's achieving nothing. And you just see updates or, like, videos there. So, yeah. I think either way, we're kind of cooked. But maybe, hear me out, just maybe, the game could be playable in 2027. What are we going to do on this channel, or what are we going to do with our free time? That's up to us to decide. I, for example, wanted to start camping more again. Like hiking and camping somewhere. That's what I'm probably going to do if this doesn't work out. But you could probably start looking towards other hobbies if you play on touch. That's as much as I can say. Yeah. I guess I got everything that I wanted out of my chest. Now I can read the chat a little bit. Well, I put like 100k battles on iPhone 6. Looks like it might be PC only game now. Think so too. Or heavily PC skewed. And then been testing too long. They are pushing it. Yeah. How much did the gaming share cost? This one cost like 120 euros. It was really cheap, and I've had it since I was 18 years old. Now I'm 25, so yeah, it's been holding pretty long. Holding up pretty long. It's gonna rain actually. Nice. I changed the RAM from 4 to 6 on my Samsung, and I put the graphics on low levels. I don't see the big difference, so I'm happy. I don't see, and you don't see a bigger difference, so you're happy. So nice shot, you tried playing Reforged. That's what you're saying. Or are you talking about the game itself right now, in its current state? Yeah, touching grass. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Record your vlogs, and I'm there for edit. I would actually do it myself. I was trying to get better at DaVinci Resolve, so I would probably do that. Even if Reforged is good, you should still go hiking and camping. I will. I already got, for the rest of the year, I already got 3 fishing trips planned with my buddies. So once I get home, I'm going to do that. I just need to get myself sorted. I need to get the new job sorted and the new flat sorted. They're already removing stuff from Garage without compensation. They're not going to do anything for all the players with Reforged. I feel like they're just hoping for a newer player base. The deal, from my personal experience, I spoke with a couple of Wargaming employees face to face when I was in Cologne, and basically the game right now is skewed towards 2-year-old players, as in they're heavily investing into new players up to 2 years, because that's what nets them the most money. So I'll be out of a job. You'll still have Xero. I think Xero's gonna have a PC to play on. You tried Reforged? Ah, interesting. When I tried Reforged, I couldn't hold the iPad in my hands because it was really hot. I remember when I played the Reforged update number 1 and number 2. I think I played number 2. Like the test. I used to play during night in winter, and I was sitting by an open window when it was like -5 outside, and I was just sitting like this with my iPad, trying to cool it with the cold air from the outside. First it was so choppy in sniper mode that I couldn't start a barn, but that improved. Okay. Hi Darkman. Who are you? What do you mean, who am I? You've seen me plenty of times. So, that is that. Listen here. I am still hopeful, because that's the only thing that I can be, that it's gonna be fine. And maybe we're just over-exaggerating. But, the way that Reforged optimization is being talked about from the employees, holy shit, from the employees, is not making me that much confident in that. So yeah. Yep. At the end of the day, it's gonna be here in 40 plus minus 40 days. And we just have to pray. You found a new job after leaving that company? Nope, not yet. But I have been on I've been on 2 interviews already. Tried Reforged S2, and the temperature was insane. I'm playing on. Yeah, I have no idea what that is. We'll just see. We'll just see. I also thought about how funny it would be if there was an offline tournament for Blitz right now, and nobody on the offline tournament would play on mobile devices. 95% of the players would just play on PC. Mobile game. Absolute cinema. So yeah, that is that. That's, I guess, everything that I wanted to talk about. We got everything. We got optimization, we got the conversation with Wargaming employees, provisions we touched on, new maps we touched on, and the future of touch we touched on. Well, mission accomplished. And now, now I can check if I'm still banned. If I'm not banned, maybe we could play a bit. But I think I'm still banned. Unfortunately. Even though I have done nothing wrong. Tudum, 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 tudum. Yeah, they haven't responded to me. They're probably gonna do it tomorrow. Before all of you go, for profanity, nope. You're banned, yes. Basically, just so I can address this, okay? There is an elephant in my room right now, and it's asking me to address it, so I'm gonna do it. I got one of the people that I know from the PC community, from the World of Tanks Blitz community, to create the SXB clan for me. And he was able to, don't ask me how because I have no idea, he was able to create the clan with a custom logo, which, as we all know, is pretty rare. You can only get those from like tournaments, winnings and such. So he did that. So he created the clan and transferred the leadership over to me. Unfortunately, in the end user license agreement, it states that you cannot use any third-party software to basically do anything about the game, anything malicious, and they consider this a malicious act. So, since I was the leader, they banned me, and not the actual guy who did it. His account got away scotch-free. But I'm banned. Positive thing about this is, it was my first offense, so I can appeal, which I did. They basically ask you to be a good boy, and if you're gonna tell them that you're a good boy, they're probably gonna unban you. So, that's what's happening right now. I was talking with support. I'm still talking with support. They're not really responding that quickly. I am hoping that they're going to respond to me by tomorrow, and hopefully we can get this thing resolved. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Hopefully I'm going to get unbanned because, and now you can get hype chat, because tomorrow we're going to have a damage race type challenge with Xero. What does that mean? We're going to play 3 tanks in platoon. We're always going to play the identical tank, and we're basically going to play in platoons, and whoever gets the most damage in each game is going to get a point. And I think we're going to play up to like 15 points. And whoever wins is going to win something. We haven't really agreed on what is it going to be, if it's going to be like a monetary prize, if it's going to be memberships that we're going to give to each other's community or whatnot. But that's going to happen tomorrow. around 15 CET. So if you're interested, you can join. I'm gonna do a post about it on Discord as well. I'm gonna definitely do it. It's just a question of which account I'll use. I got some accounts stored that I could use for that challenge, but it would be really nice to have my original account. Talk with Tolian about your ban. I think she will solve your problem. No, she won't. She is not customer support. Don't worry, I got this. I got this thing under control. As a Volby climber, I'm really scared about physics, which basically are weird and either remove all the skill from climbing or anyone can get anywhere. On the other hand, brute forcing and rock climbs are gone. As only the two main things that kept me in the game is marking and climbing. It might be enough. End of it. I'll see. I think climbing is gonna get better. Paralyzation. I think climbing is gonna get better. A, because there's supposedly there are gonna be no invisible walls, and B, I think the physics are better for climbing, honestly, because there's not gonna be, no longer are there gonna be rocks without any tractions and extreme slip, which were actually insane. I will ping her. Do not do it, Alex. Please do not do it. Do not ping anyone for me. I am not asking for help. I know Tolian somewhat. We have spoken already. Just please, do not do anything on my behalf. I do not want anyone to do anything on my behalf, okay? I am a grown man. I can think, what is it called? I can basically do things on my own, okay? Please don't do it. God, please don't do it. Accountability, responsibility, independent. Thank you, my native English speakers. Yeah, no, I can basically sort my own problems out, okay? Just I appreciate that you want to help me, Alex, but like really I can take care of my own. On my own, sorry. So send something on your Discord for info if you want to check it. Oh yes, I do. One sec. I should turn on the lights probably, right? Give me one sec. I'm gonna hide my screen as well, like my my webcam, so you can't see my mum. One sec, chat. Whoops. Okay, now you can see me somewhat better. Let me check what Mighty has sent me. Okay. I've read what Mighty has sent me. We're the only YouTuber on mobile device to remarking all the tanks on EU. I think so. I don't think anyone has done what I'm doing right now. I know people that don't stream and have marked plenty of tanks. But I think, yeah, I'm probably the only one who has done it already. Rewind the stream, Darkman. I don't want to talk about it again. Rewind the stream. So yeah, that is that. So yeah, tomorrow there's gonna be a damage raise, and yeah, I'm gonna see you there. I think this is gonna be enough for today. I have said what I wanted to say. I think we had a pretty decent discussion, although it was a bit of a monologue from me. But I appreciate all of you coming here, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Okay, gameplay stream tomorrow. Bye bye.